Could the gods actually be aliens? Are there the actual gods beside the one that human created? Are there like the gods of the gods out there? Like some actual beings that are more ancient than us? Do they exist before human being and this world? Well, in this video, I will bring you the answer. Hi, I am Ji Sifu, a Taoist master from Lineage that practice Saam Law Taoism, the power of purity. I teach Taoist magic and have been helping people to deal with spiritual problems for over 3 decades. If you're looking for learning Taoist magic online and from home, you're in the right place. Let's dive in. So, we have been talking about what is God and how God works, and we all know gods are created by human. The word for God that I usually refer to in Chinese is sun. It's the same thing as Jing Hei Sun, that sun. So you can create a god by giving it a profile. And we always do that. Like when we are young, when we are a kid, right? We have this doll, the stuffies, and we believe that this is our friend. We treat it like real. We talk to it, and eventually our heart, the heart god, clung itself into this thing, and it also become a god for us. So I'm not going to dig into this part this time. This time, I'm going to dig into something more mysterious. Beside the God that we can create, there is also an other type, and that is the type that most people are usually very interested in. Are there gods high above in some other worlds before this world exists, some other world up there? And is that real? Well, the short answer is yes. And I can tell you that with confidence because our sect, our lineage, is one of those that directly connect to a source and we learn our stuff from this type of God. We call them the San Jun. San Jun translate to like the gods of gods, like the biggest one. Okay, just title, right? But yeah, there are teachers that pass on their stuff to me. Now, before I continue on to explain that, let me give you a short rundown. I went through a few phases in life. It's not like, oh, I wake up one day and then someone taught me something. No, okay? I went through different phases in life. So when I was 4, I started to get interested in Taoism because of the movies. Yeah, when I was 4, right, I was seeing ghosts in the house and having all kinds of weird stuff. And I want protection. I want explanation. I want to learn about what the hell these things are because no one can explain to me. So one day I was watching the movie on the TV. And I saw this Mr. Vampire, and I think it's really cool. So I'm like, wow, I want to be like that guy, killing the vampires, dealing with these kind of things. That's like what I want to learn. And eventually, over the years, I get in contact with different masters, enter different sects, and so I have been through a few old sects. Okay, so I went through different systems and learned from them. Okay, so that's phase number one. I learned from previous existing sect, and I have went to a master level of that sect, and then eventually my second stage kicked in. The second stage is I used that as a career, so that happened like high school to college time, and I was like 18, 19, and me and my wife started a whole business, and we teach kung fu, we do feng shui consultation and Taoism teaching and Taoist magic. Our main dish the signature thing that we do all the time. I don't even know why, but we only have clients that come in for exorcism. So we have been dealing with like ghost problem, haunted house all along. Like we try to do other things, but it never happens. Like people who come, they always have this problem. So anyway, we dealt with that, and we were like using what we learned in the past to deal with things for people. So and then slowly transitioning to finally one day we have been like facing a lot of magic attacks, a lot of sorcery battle, and to a point it was like we are facing enemies that are way more massive than us. So we realized that the old stuff that we learned is not enough, and some of them are even wrong, and they didn't bring me like, it's like there's no future. Okay, you see that? Oh my goodness, like this thing is flawed and it's missing something. Things are wrong, and people are not changing it. They're not accepting that things are wrong. So what do you do? So at that time, it's my second phase, which is like I decided to do my own thing. So I detached away from all the previous, and we created our own lineage, which is Teen Yacht Lineage, and that is our own human creation. By then, I actually achieved a very special stage, and I discovered a lot of stuff from my uh, past lives. So me and my wife, we got into like this whole new development, and we discovered a lot of past life stuff. We unlocked a lot of like cool stuff, and that stuff actually saved our lives. So long story short, we figured that hey, this thing is way more cool, and it worked much better, and it make much more sense. And now we're kind of like boom, like our thing just upgraded, and well, yeah, so we detached away from all the old stuff and went on our own. This is purely my own. Okay, no one else involved. And then there's a point. We got in contact with other beings in other worlds, and then this is our third stage. Long story short, this third stage, we were connecting to what you can call like the primordial world, like a world that exists before this one, the where things started. And actually, you know what? That is like something I don't even want to tell the public because it's really hard to like explain to you what the hell is going on and why you got it, he doesn't. Like it's very hard to explain. People will say you're crazy. But anyway, so yeah, that is the birth of Saam Law Taoism. They started teaching us new things, and we wiped out our whole system as well. So it's like another wipeout of our own thing, and we purely just go submit ourselves into Saam Law Taoism and start learning from scratch. Now, this thing is much, much, much better than the stuff we came up with our own. And then they allowed us to teach. So we continue teaching, holding the name of Tinyat Lineage as the human organization, and then they teach us the stuff, and we teach our disciple, and so on. And today, here we are approaching the 10th year of the lineage. Okay, so not the lineage, sorry, 10th year of Saam Law Taoism. Okay, so before that, there's like a lot of years of other things. Now, there's the thing, we can soul travel. We can travel to other worlds, and that is how we learn stuff. So we actually go to their world. They meet up with us and teach us things, and we bring things down here. Now the thing is, this is not something that like I want to do. Then you can do. It's not like anyone can do it. You can only be connected, or you can say be chosen, when you are the one that has something to do with them. So if you don't have like a relationship with them, like in the past, right, then you're not going to get any connection. No one's going to find you. So it's not like something that, oh, someone just has a passion, he want to learn, and then he can achieve it. No, there's something that is like you're born with it. It's like you're born in a rich family. You're born and then you get money, right? It's like your father have a company established. You're born, you're the next CEO. It's kind of like that. So I really don't like explaining this to people because it's not like a fair game, right? but I don't really talk about it mostly to the public. But anyway, back to the main point. There are people out there. Okay. Now, however, there are also a type that is like, you can say they are also spiritual beings or beings from other worlds, but this type is looters. They are like all around the world trying to do the same stuff to people. They say, I am your God, and then they claim ownership over these people. So they become mediums. And the common thing is they possess people. Okay, they go into like, "Ugh," and then they possess them, do something, and then claim it they're the god. These are looters. Okay, like you can call them gods if you want to. I don't care, but I don't call them gods. I call them looters. All I see is a bunch of assholes going around looting people's soul energy. These things are here in different religious paths, like all kinds of different religions. They have these things jamming in. They are like hackers. They are here to steal stuff, harvest stuff, and we are totally against that kind of practice. So how do I get my transmission? Well, we don't get possessed. We go there like a meeting, right? Like I am still myself, they are themselves. Yeah. And the thing is, you don't worship these people on in the other world. Like my teacher in the other world, you don't put them on the altar and say, "Oh, please help me." No, you don't do that. Okay? They teach us, like they give us a system, and you have to learn, you have to cultivate the whole thing yourself. So you want to use magic, you want to call up God to do stuff, right? They teach you and give you like a startup kit, and then it's like, yeah, we started up, this is the foundation, that's how it is. You continue. So me, our lineage, our disciple, we cultivate using the method, and then we brew up our own God. We still have to create our own God and then use them to do stuff. That's magic. So these teachers up there, they're only here to like pass on stuff to us. They like transfer their knowledge, their powers, right? The way of doing things to me, and then I have to cultivate it. It's kind of like you have a grandfather somewhere else, far away. The grandfather is a very good cook. He cannot come over and cook for you. He won't come over. So what he can do is he can teach you how to cook. And then he tell you, buy this, buy this, buy this, buy this, and then do it like this, do it like that. And then eventually you follow, you'll be able to cook like him, right? So that's how the actual transmission is like. No one is like possessing me, using my body. Yeah, that doesn't work like that. And why do they choose me, or why do they connect back to me? Well, that has to do with a long story about the relationship that we have in the past lives, and that's why. So not everyone would have that. It's a very rare thing. Yeah, but if you take a look at other Taoism sect, right? Their founder, a lot of them would like say, yeah, such and such God like found this founder and then pass it on to them, and then they become this and pass it on. It's very common, but you see, my teacher above is not the same as their teacher above. Like different people, they're from different places, right? So yeah, there. The short answer is there are people out there in other worlds, and we are definitely like not alone in here, right? And you can call them aliens if you want, but the proper way to call them, well, according to our sect, right? We call these masters above the celestial master or the Sun Jun, right? That's how we address to them. You have to like respect that they're there, but you don't use them for magic. You don't like put them on the altar, and they don't go by like specific names. You don't have to know them. their their purpose is just to pass things on to the head of the lineage, like which is me, and I will teach it to the people below. So if you are learning below, you don't talk to them because there's no way that you can. You guys are not related at all, right? And you can't even hear them. It's like that's not a goal. Okay, your goal is not to talk to them. Your goal is to learn from me. That's it. Okay, so that's how it works. Anyway, so if you want to learn Taoist magic from home, go to our website, tnetdragon.com. I will see you in the next one.